Good afternoon, guys. So we're just getting off the practice field. A great day of work, and guys bounced around, had really good energy. Obviously, we're coming off the game last week. It helps to have that extra little bonus day in between, coming off that Thursday night game and then transitioning to Saturday, Sunday, and now we're kind of back on a normal week and a normal cycle of how we do things. So felt like our guys had good energy today. We got them in the weight room for a little bit, and then we bounced around the practice field for about an hour and a half, and feel like we're in a really good place.
Well, most of the guys on this team played at Penn State a couple of years ago, so is there anything that you need to say to them about playing in a big stadium with a big crowd?
Yeah, we have a good amount of guys, Paul, that did play in that Penn State game, but we also have a good amount of guys that haven't been kind of in a big atmosphere. We did one thing as a team and culture and showed them Memorial Stadium over there in Lincoln so they can just get their eyes on it. We showed them a video of what it looked like, and we're anticipating and expecting a sellout crowd of over 85,000 and dealing with the noise and all the things that go along with that. So, we also have 27 new additions to our team that just really haven't been in some of these bigger atmospheres. So we're looking forward to this sellout crowd and all the challenges ahead of us, and preparing our team throughout the week for what's in front of them.
Coach, it seems like it's quite the turnaround. You had Wagner, who you severely outmatched last week, and now all of a sudden you've got a Power 5 opponent. How do you get those guys kind of turned around, and then also how much does a game like last week give you confidence to maybe go into this week and perhaps surprise people?
Yeah, definitely. We're very outcome aware, process driven. So we go back before we go forward. We always go backward. We watch the film. What story did the film say? What corrections need to be made? And then we go right back to our systematic approach in terms of how we prepare ourselves to go out there and play championship level football. So the opponents are going to change every single week. How we play the game cannot change. So we start in the mirror first and look at ourselves, and always looking at what adjustments we need to make, and to continue to utilize our strengths and protect ourselves from one of the areas that we're not as strong in right now. And the opponent is definitely a big challenge in front of us. Big Ten opponent, very physical team, and Coach Frost does an outstanding job right now with those guys playing hard, and they're playing fast and physical. So we really recognize the challenges ahead of us, and then also the travel. Getting on an airplane and everything that goes along with just the challenges of traveling somewhere to play in a new environment. So we definitely feel like we got a big task, a big uphill battle in front of us. Our job is to get ourselves prepared to go play our best football from week 1 to week 2.
Coach, it's always obviously nice to start off the season with a win, but just how important was it for you to get that first win once you got your back as you guys head out to the season?
I guess it's always good to make corrections off of a win. We're definitely thankful for the win that we got. We're happy about the way we prepared and our approach to the game. But there were a ton of mistakes that we made, and we know we got to correct. And so as a coach, we're always in the correction and change and make your best business. So we are always looking at all the small details of how we can improve. We felt like we had a great film session coming off the game on Thursday night, and watched ourselves, and really were very critical of our own selves and our own errors that we made, and really turning the focus to how can we get better. And from week to week, the process is the process. It takes what it takes, and we're centering our focus on ourselves, and then applying our game plan to our new opponent and what we have to do to give ourselves the best chance to be successful.
You've had some experience in the Big Ten, so what can that experience, what can you share, I guess, with your team about being in this environment, even though it wasn't as an assistant coach, but still, what can you share with them? When you move from conference to conference, and really you start putting a magnifying glass under every team has really kind of a DNA and a thumbprint to how they play the game. We talk daily about our identity and our play style and how we play the game. We faced a Nebraska team in the past, but every team has a 1-year lifespan and a 1-year life cycle. So we really this is going to be a new team that we're collectively playing together. Although that I've been on the field coaching against a Nebraska team before, it wasn't this team, and we're really watching this team for who they are and what they're about, and then really identifying what we have to do to give ourselves a chance to go out there and be successful on Saturday against this Nebraska team.
The wide receivers and how they introduced, what was key to their quick chemistry and progression?
I think our players over the summer were very intentional about how they spent time together, and they spent time together that was not required of them outside of the building, and really felt like that it was a strong connection and bond that was built in a quick time frame. So much of the throw game is timing and spacing, and a receiver anticipating where the ball is going to be thrown, a quarterback anticipating where that route's going to break, and that can only get really smooth. The process can get smoothed out with time on task. And I think our guys did an outstanding job through training camp and throughout the summer of preparing themselves heading into that week one of just being on the same page of the anticipation of where the ball needs to be placed. And we have a veteran quarterback in Kyle Van Treese who's smart, who understands the game of football. We have new receivers, but they're older. And then we also have guys like Dom and Gio that have been here and been with Kyle before, so it helped the transition of just putting us in a really good place heading into that first game against Wagner last week.
And what does that group have to do now to prepare for Nebraska? You know, it's a lot bigger, a lot stronger, a lot faster than that.
Yeah, just continue to grow in the culture, continue to learn what we're asking them to do, continue to be intentional about the time that we have in practice and moving the needle and getting better, and just communicate with each other, and all the details of our throw game and the timing and spacing and steps and the ball out and the protection and all that goes into the quarterback to center exchange and the exchange from a quarterback to a receiver. There's a lot of detail and a lot of time we put in, and what I would say is how do we continue to improve? Just be intentional about the details that go along with their job responsibilities, and do all the little things the right way.
How did Keon Williams' experience in the MAC help make that transition easier for him to kind of look like he's, maybe your number one receiver after?
Yeah, I think, Keon Williams, number 3, our receiver, he's just a mature guy. He's got a lot of maturity to him. The game is not too big for him. Situations are not too big for him. So he plays with a lot of poise. He plays with a lot of confidence, and he earns the right to be confident throughout the week because of how he prepares. And he's very intentional and focused about all the details. I mean, I don't know if there's a day gone by where he's not asking about how do I improve and get better. And from a new transfer to come in our culture and program and do that, it just speaks volumes about the process that we go through to making sure that we add the right pieces to our team. So Keon's been a great addition. Really proud of where he is right now. A lot of work in front of him, a lot of responsibility that we're going to place on him. It's not all on him, it's on all 11 on the field, but really feel confident in where he is right now.
Coach, with Nebraska running so much through the run game, RPOs, options, everything, is it key to get the edge aggressive and take them out of that comfort zone, or funnel them to the inside and maintain the responsibility that this team has developed?
Well, I can't lay out the whole game plan in front of you, but we're definitely going to watch first, second, and third, and do our best to put ourselves in a position to go out there and be successful. Nebraska's done a really good job. The quarterback Martinez is a very explosive, dynamic player. Yeah, he's got arm talent. He can make plays with his leg. I think he's the pulse and the heartbeat of that offense, and really a lot of their moving pieces go through him. So we definitely recognize the threat and weapon that he is, and his ability to make plays on the ground and through the air. And our job is to put ourselves and put our players in a position to go out there and be successful.
Coach, you guys are underdogs in this matchup. Have you emphasized that to the team? Is that giving you guys a little extra motivation? You trying to keep it business as usual?
Yeah, we don't. I think riding the up and down roller coaster of, are we the underdog or are we the favorite? We believe in our culture. We believe in our process and our way of doing things and a systematic approach. Like I said, the opponents are going to always change. They're always going to be someone new. But what we want to do is just play the game the way we play the game in our identity and our brand of football, really regardless of who's on the other side. So we let the narrative of, the underdogs and all those things get taken care of on the outside of our 4 walls. But we go back to our systematic approach to how we do things and put ourselves in the best position and mindset to go out there and play our brand of football.
Really seemed to spread the ball around among your running backs. It wasn't just Kevin. So what did you like from just the 3 guys that you really use most, and what did you see from them? What do you want to also see this week as they get ready for Nebraska?
Yes, Coach Shane Montgomery did an outstanding job of just putting our players in a great position to make plays in space, and our offensive line did an outstanding job on the ground. Jake Fuzak and Klink and those guys just did a great job of paving the way and making holes for Kevin Marks and for Ron Cook and for McDuffie. And really, like you mentioned, a few of the guys got in, and we were able to get some other bodies in there to go out there and make plays as well. So, we said it a few weeks ago, really a lot of our identity is grounded in our ability to move the ball through the ground, and we felt strong about the weapons on the outside to be able to take the shots when we needed to take the shots on the outside, and we feel like that we have the talent in the backfield to put those guys out there in a position, get them the ball in space, make plays, and move the chains through the ground.
Going off of what you just said, you look at Nebraska's run defense. They haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher yet. Obviously, it's super early in the season, but what is it about their run defense or just their defense as a whole, actually, that gives you maybe some concern, or at least what you'll have to do to maybe put points up this time?
Yeah, a lot of respect for their front and really both levels of their defense, front to linebackers. They play strong at the point of attack, big, physical, aggressive. They know how to penetrate and get off of blocks, and really it's probably a little bit through their ability to run the ball on the other side that some of those things get developed just because the strengths get developed through what you see in practice all the time. So you see the defensive line, and they're strong and physical and big, and definitely recognize it's going to be a challenge for us. And like I said, we're going to go back to the tape and find a way to put a plan together to be successful.
And with that, do you put more on Kyle? If the running game, or maybe do you talk to him this week about, hey, if the things don't work, we got to switch, or obviously you don't want to give your game plan to us either, but.
No, I mean, we put, there's 11 guys on the field, and what we ask all 11 guys to do is to do their part and do their job and do it at a high level. And we play 1/11th offense and 1/11th defense, and really everybody's going to have a responsibility on any given play. We need you to do your part and do your job, and our job is to now, move the needle and move the stress to different players and situations as we see fit. So it's not on any one person. We have our own strengths, they have their strengths, and our job is to put our strengths in the best position we feel like to be successful.
Coach, one of those strengths for Nebraska is obviously their corn production. So with that taken into account, has it been stressed this week that corniness needs to be at an all-time low for this team? And with that in mind, has Joe Licata been banned from social media?
Everything in our game this week is centered on our details of first, second, and third down, kickoff, red zone, short yardage, 2-minute, backed up, coming out. Anything outside of those areas we haven't discussed thoroughly. We discuss our culture, we discuss our program, our mindset and mentality, our play style and identity, and we haven't gotten to that piece of the game plan yet. So everything else has just been first, second, third down, and getting off the field and moving the ball in the right direction from down to down. Really proud of the work we did throughout June and July. Coach Cole did an outstanding job with Coach Heiss and Coach Leonard in the weight room, and really our entire staff of just putting us in a very healthy position. We feel very motivated and inspired and very healthy right now. We have a healthy culture. We have a healthy physical team, and I feel like we're in a strong place coming off of week 1, headed into week 2.
Kind of already answered this, but perhaps you could elaborate on a little bit. Going into an atmosphere like this, with your experience in the Big Ten and in big atmospheres, how do you keep the guys from letting that moment get too big? Like, oh my gosh, you're playing Nebraska, especially considering the guys that haven't played in a big environment like this before. Yeah,
we gave our team a lot of poise and a lot of calmness, and reminded them that the field is still 53 1/3 across. It's 120 long. It's 20 yards from sideline to hash. The numbers are 2 yards. It's 7 yards from the sideline to the bottom of the numbers. It's 9 yards from the sideline to the top. It's 13 1/3 from hash to hash. Those dimensions have not changed. The atmosphere and the environment around us can change, but the field hasn't changed. And let's stick to the game plan and what's in front of us and our job responsibilities and what we have to do.